Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the Dish Pit Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Fandango.
Oh, I'm Mikey Miguel over here.
I am the Crow.
And y'all already know it's El Padre Chocolate.
All right, we're the Goblin Pack. Now, fuck the Rat Pack because that's copyright infringement. We can just be the Goblin Pack.
Not the Dish Pit Quartet?
The Goblins.
Quartet. We're not actually doing that. I would never. I don't have the musical talent to be in an a cappella group.
Bro, that's what autotune's for.
Hell no. I would never stoop
Auto-tune.
so low to use autotune in my music.
Thank you.
You could just be the DJ then.
Unless I'm parodying it.
And DJ Khaled gets
No, because then my name would be attached to it. I don't want auto-tune attached to my name, bro.
JD.
Unless I'm parodying it, or if I'm like, it would have to redefine auto-tune, bro. I don't want to use auto-tune.
Just keep it simple, bro. Just use it until it sounds right on something.
Auto-tune sounds so fake, though. It's like... It's like
I don't like it.
It sounds a little robotic.
It does.
A little. It is.
Some songs need that.
Some people with no
I
tone
like
need
Daft
that.
Punk, I get.
Yeah, like
Daft Punk uses auto-tune right.
What about Akon?
Akon doesn't really.
Does Akon use auto-tune?
I think T-Pain auto-tune.
T-Pain
more,
auto-tune.
for
I
sure.
don't think
Hard.
Akon uses auto-tune.
In his hooks, he does.
T-Pain, Future, Young Thug, they're like
I know
auto-tune
Future.
kings.
I know Future does for sure.
Yeah.
But Akon does it very subtly. It doesn't like sound too robotic with him. It just makes his voice sound a little higher.
Also,
he sings.
Akon has a tone, so he doesn't use the auto-tune to like make his voice tune up to where it should be.
Yeah.
He just uses it as a filter.
To make it not sound nasal.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
He
what
uses
you
it
mean.
as a filter
Yeah.
He's got a very mainstream sound because of autotune.
because of auto-tune.
I don't know, man. I felt like when he was doing that Convict album or whatever it was called,
I love that album, bro.
that was pretty legit, man. That was pretty unique.
Yeah, I really like
That's
that.
I
what I'm
like
saying.
Akon, actually.
I do too.
Yeah.
I wasn't hating on him. I was just saying like I know he uses autotune in his hooks.
Yeah, like the most egregious. Yeah, Future does use it,
Future's
fucking-
ridiculous with it.
and
lot
Lil
of
Wayne.
auto-tune.
He has an interesting voice though. So
That's why I could never. There are some Lil Wayne songs I like, just because they're good. They're great songs, like lyrically, but I can't get over his fucking auto-tune, bro.
Yeah.
It
Lil
makes him
Wayne.
sound like a weasel.
Yeah.
Even without the auto-tune, though, Lil Wayne kind of sounds like a weasel.
He says
He
sneaky
does.
things. Like he imagine
He
if
sounds like one. It's not what he says.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, he does say sneaky shit.
And he
like,
looks like a weasel, you're right, yeah.
I mean, he just...
I didn't say that.
He looks
Before the auto-tune, even like as far back as like Fireman, you know, like his voice was nasally as fuck. It's weird. Like,
You can bring me a Sprite, bro?
God damn, bro.
They were $1 at the store.
$1, huh?
Yeah.
What
Highway
does this world come
robbery.
to?
$1 for a can of fucking Sprite? I
remember
mean,
when they were
fuck-
50 cents, bro?
Yeah, bro. Like,
I even remember when they were 75 cents.
oh,
Yeah. And speaking of episode 75, I got 75
Oh, shit.
cents worth of opinions for y'all.
Oh, God. So
God.
how long
There we
will that
go.
last on a payphone, Michael?
Can we just get like 2 cents
2
It's like,
minutes.
I know it's like
I just want
9
the 2
minutes.
cents.
Just give me 2 cents instead. Let me get your 2 cents.
Get your-
Yeah.
Let's get you.
All right.
Yeah. What you got, man?
I really want to get this off my chest, and I'm sure parents all over who might be listening agree. Schools be doing the most when it comes to trying to get us all to line up and do this parent-teacher stuff. And at first it was like, okay, just come to the school at this weird time. All right, fine. But now it's join this Zoom call and wait 30 minutes and
why do you have to wait?
virtually converse. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. That's dumb.
Cheers, gentlemen.
And they're
Oh, it's
making
for your
us do
daughter?
this. Yeah, the digital frontier that we're in is becoming frustrating. Like, you go to a restaurant and instead of them handing you the menus that they have, they're like, you can scan this QR code. I know, but what if I don't want to be on my phone while I'm on my date?
Bullshit. You're always on your phone.
What if I didn't want to make reservations on my phone? What if I didn't want to...
What? You don't have an iPhone? You don't where you can minimize one screen and then go
What
to
if
it
I
like
wanted
beyond.
cash instead of you to cash at me?
First of all, not everybody has an iPhone, sir.
Well, I mean,
And second of all,
If you
I
had one.
do hate that shit too. Like I don't like to have to scan some shit just to be able to look at a menu. You know, like that shit is annoying as fuck.
And they do
I
it with
agree,
my rent
but-
too. Like there's a portal we have to go through, and there's a portal fee to pay for instead
Yeah.
of them accepting the normal way everyone's been paying their their bills for forever.
Yeah, it's like a $35 portal fee charge. Like,
Yeah.
I used to have to do that. I hate it.
And
That's why I just like get the fucking money order and give it to you. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and if I don't have this credit card already preset to take this amount of money, and sometimes it won't auto withdraw because they open the portal at different times.
I don't auto withdraw
So
anything.
It's
The only
frustrating.
Only thing I do is shit that I know that I can depend on, like Hulu, Disney Plus, like shit that I know. If it's for my cell phone, for rent, or whatever, I don't fucking auto withdraw nothing, because then they make it to where you are on their time, but it's
Yeah.
my fucking money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, you know what? You're on my time. I'll pay you when I fucking want to pay you.
They're forcing us towards it, bro. Everything is becoming more and more mainstream digital. I was looking up
Blame it on the COVID.
just to travel, because a lot of the things surrounding when my family wants to get together is them not wanting to get on an airplane with everybody else. So I was looking into chartering.
The air
a
is
plane.
filtered. You have to wear a fucking mask.
There's no way you can even get a quote without giving your email and giving your all this information for them to message you. Oh, we saw that you messaged. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to buy a car here. I was trying to see what it might cost to fly to fucking Colorado with 12 people, and everything's just boom, boom, like they're hammering this digital stuff into it. So
You know, you can go to like a third party app and figure that out. Like,
I just miss when cash was king.
You know what kind of bothers me?
It's kind of hard. The cost of the dollar is going down. The worth of the dollar is going down. Right? Hasn't it gone down lately?
it keeps going down. It's
There's
steadily
not,
going
it's not,
down.
Our money isn't backed by anything. A lot of people are trying to switch to cryptocurrency. I feel like that's the future, man.
Yeah, but what bothers me is that we're becoming so reliant on technology. Like, everything is so dependent on the cloud, being digital, like on computers. There's times when I'm at work and our computers shut down and I literally
can't do
cannot
shit.
do anything. Like, I'm sitting there like, well, I'm so sorry. Do you mind waiting for me? Like, there's nothing I can do, you know?
Same thing at the restaurant. I mean, we can take orders and we can have the kitchen cook food, but we can't. I mean, we can.
I was able to, because I remember the days before the computers were controlling everything. I just got the knuckle
Now I
buster
know,
out.
but that
and you
shit's
get
annoying.
yeah, I mean, it's annoying, but when I first started waiting tables, that was the only way to get a credit card.
You know-
like, people didn't pay with credit cards because they knew that they had to give me their card and they had to put it in this little fucking thing with the fucking ink paper and then go back to them and get their fucking ID
When did
and
you
get their
first start
ID
waiting
number.
tables?
2001.
I remember those.
They really didn't have card swipers then?
I mean,
They some
think some
places
people
did,
did.
but
Some
like
places.
if you worked at a mom and pop place or a small business or something like that, like
I didn't know they were that new.
Some of them used to take checks.
we still would take you. We took checks too.
I loved that. My mom would write checks, and I would be like, I can't wait to write a check.
bro, nobody writes checks.
That was like the go.
checks.
Nobody.
People
Were cool because
Linda got
it was
a check.
like a promissory note.
Earlier
Like
this
it
week.
wouldn't hit your bank account for like 2
2
weeks,
days? Yeah.
3 weeks. Like, you'd sit there and be like, hey, I'll write you a check for $150 right now. Like, I got no money in my account, like none.
But it'll be there by the time.
But it'll
y'all
be
run
there
this.
by the time it gets to the bank, and the bank sends it to the fucking capital. It comes back to the bank, and then.
And then it got to the point where people knew this, so we would say, "Hey, don't cash it till Monday."
Yes. Oh no. What
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
do? What we would do is you'd like write them a check, but you'd post date it without
Right.
telling them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and like sit there and put it like, oh, well, so they can cash it, but it won't go through until the date that you post dated the check.
Mm-hmm. Or they
and then
won't
you got
accept the check until that day.
yeah, they'll be like, all right, you gotta wait for that day to come bring it in. Like,
Man,
yeah.
but calculating the goddamn tax, and then there's alcohol tax. If we had to do that for every table, Michael, we'd never get any fucking thing done.
Yeah,
man.
well, it was a bitch back then too. Trust me.
I
They
mean,
didn't have the alcohol tax.
They
back
didn't.
then.
They didn't have the alcohol tax. It was just 0.082. Multiply it by 0.0825 and add that number to the
I mean,
subtotal.
there's a
and
lot
that's
of
it.
Asian restaurants that still just write the check out.
and there's a lot of Asian restaurants that only allow you to pay with card. Which brings me to another point.
Yeah, because they just have like the
Another.
Square or some shit on their iPad.
Is it about the Asians this time?
No, they're. I remember when cash was king and thinking, okay, if I have this much in cash, I should be good for the day.
It still is king
There,
in certain
there are
aspects.
places you can't go that require you to pay with card, and what? Like I wanted to say,
Yeah, like
who
renting
doesn't
a
have
car
a phone?
or paying rent.
Okay, but
Can't pay rent with cash.
everyone might not have a phone, but we don't talk about those people.
Yeah,
And
'cause
then
they're
there are
homeless.
Exactly, and then there are people who don't have cards, and it's like, okay, am I homeless because I don't have a credit card?
There are homeless people with cards though too.
All right. Now,
Yeah,
how many homeless people are there? They can't do everything we've been mentioning because they don't have a phone or a card.
Some homeless people have phones.
They just
too.
don't have money, bro.
Well, honestly, hold on.
That's not true.
That's not necessarily true.
They make big time money out
Listen,
there.
I'm talking about
panhandling.
real homeless people, not the ones that have money but just panhandle.
So I used to live in the Galleria area, and there was this dude that had a fucking boot on his foot for 8 fucking years. Like, he had the fucking boot on his shit every day for the longest fucking time. And one time I got on the bus, and he was getting on the bus at the same time as me. I swear, he was sitting there asking for money right before that. He gets on the bus, he pulls out his fucking wallet, and it can't even close. It's so fucking fat with money, bro. Like, he had more money than I had. And I was like, seriously? Like, what? This guy is asking for fucking money, and he's got all the money.
Did I ever tell you? I know I told Jordan that, like, I lived, all right, so, like, by Hobby Airport, okay? And so at the Airport Boulevard Monroe exit on 45, there's the same guy there all my life growing up. And then we just knew him as Homeless John. And that's what we just fucking call it,
sitting on that blue crate.
Sitting on a blue crate. And he fucking just, like, right there at the intersection.
At the intersection. I know where he's talking about.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been to the airport?
Yeah. Sitting right there for fucking years. And then I started dating this chick who lives in the apartments that's right down from the airport.
On Broadway?
On Broadway. And in those apartments has, like, a corner store inside, like, the apartment complex, which is super sketch. Like, they're just fucking...
They're all sketchy.
They're all fucking just slanging dope out of there,
Bro,
right?
I used to live on Broadway.
Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, that's where I grew. Yeah, so I would go live with her, stay with her, and then I'm hanging outside the corner store, just chopping it up with the guys out there, and I see fucking Homeless John walking in. I'm like, wait a second, this motherfucker, he lives here? And they're like, lives? He's got 2 apartments in this motherfucker. He's got a car, and then I see him driving in a fucking car. I'm like, you telling me I've been
giving this man money? Yeah,
money for the last 10 years? And
honestly,
like my
bro,
parents gave him money, like.
After I saw that one dude at the Galleria, bro, like, I stopped giving transients money.
Same here.
Like,
Yeah, with the people by Rockfish, they're genuinely homeless.
Oh no, they're genuinely homeless.
if I feel like
You're
you
right.
have like some sort of severe,
Buy
like
'em
maybe
food.
injury or something like that, like your arm is fucked up, like maybe I'll give you $1. Like
ones
your
I be
leg is
targeting?
missing, fine, I'll give you $1. But
Yeah,
Bro,
like,
they're
that.
still smoking crack with your dollar, bro.
I'm looking for mentally ill people to give my money to.
They're probably smoking crack too.
No,
Yeah.
no, hear me out.
Definitely.
Hear me out. The dude, there's a dude when you come down Richmond
So jaded.
at the Beltway at that Chevron.
The guy goes like this.
Quiet,
I call him the conductor.
This dude has to have like some
Flails
kind of
his arm
depression
about.
because he only sits on the concrete and he never picks his head up. So I've driven by him a bunch of times.
It's a
And one day I was
downtrodden
getting
individual.
gas, and I was like, "Hey man, you all right?" And he's like, "I just can't get up, man."
Jesus.
And I was like, "Dang, like, how long you been here?" And he's like, "Feels like forever." Like I was, and I'm like, "Man, have you been eating?" And like he was like, "Man, I'm about to piss my pants, but I can't get up." I was like, "Man, you need help? Like, you think your legs are just tired? Like, you need to get to this Burger King?" And he was like, "I love a Burger King." Like he was at the point where like he just been sitting in the sun on the concrete looking down.
Mark's over here having a conversation with him.
And yeah, I was like, "Look, bro, I'll get you something from Burger King." Or them anybody outside when it's freezing cold with no clothes on, help them.
Okay, I mean, I agree with that one. If it's freezing cold and they're out there
That was a
shivering.
true story.
Yeah, that happened.
And, oh man, Michael's over here dying laughing.
Bro, I thought it was hilarious.
They be having
So
something
honest,
wrong. You're
yeah, I
like,
thought
that's
it was
why he's
hilarious.
homeless. He can't keep a job acting like that. Or,
Yeah. I was like, hey, bro, pick yourself up, man. Right? Jesus loves you. Go
Yeah.
out there and get a job.
let's get you a burger.
if someone
Yeah.
specifically asks me for food, I might get them food.
I will get
Like,
them
No
food.
one's ever asked me for food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
will-
want the money.
Yeah, they want the money. Like I've had.
They say I want money for food.
No,
but, you know.
no. I've seen homeless guys in cars that I've been with friends where we would have like a bunch of fucking like McDonald's. Like we would just buy like a fuck ton of like hot and spices and fucking McDoubles. And we see a homeless guy over there and we're like, hey man, here you go. He's like, nah, just how much is that? I'm like, no, like, yeah. And I'm just like, roll your window up. You can't buy crack with a fucking McDouble. So just keep on moving. But if they come up and ask me for food, I will buy them food 100% of the time.
Yeah.
If I do give a homeless person or a transient money or anything, it's gonna be food or drink, beer. I've given them beer. Like, hey man, it's tough out there and it's hot. Take this Budweiser over here, you know. But the last dollar bill I ever gave a homeless person, Jordan knows, is this fucking guy who is a window washer. When I was working at 2, he's on Westheimer and Kirby, and he's like, when you get to the light at 6:10,
he's like the chubby guy, right?
He would wash your windows. Like he would have like a bucket.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good, but he was also fucking on crack or on meth or some shit.
He
like,
has a car too.
I don't know. I just remember seeing him there all the time, and whenever
Westheimer and Kirby. No, that wasn't him.
No. This is at 6:10. No, oh yeah.
This guy's an A-Leaf. He usually is around Derry Ashford and like.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Derry Ashford and like Kirkwood.
We got famous crackheads in my neighborhood, bro.
So anyway, so this guy, he's at 6:10. He washes your windows, you know, because at 5 when I'm trying to leave, the line to fucking make a left on 6:10 is ridiculous. It's backed up blocks. So you're just waiting on Westheimer, because, you know, till you get up, and then he's there fucking raking in the money, like washing people's windows and shit. Well, we get up to the fucking front, and there's this guy in front of me, and I'm next, and he's like in this Beamer, and he's like blaring his fucking music, and whatever. The light turns green, and it turns green for a second, so I give him and then I'm like, all right, you know, honking my horn, and I see him look in the fucking side view mirror, like right at me, and then he just rolls his window up and chills there till the light turns red. Now,
And then went through.
no, he just stayed there. Now everybody's fucking honking behind me and shit like that, and the guy who was washing the windows, he's walking back up because he already made his round all the way down, right? So he's walking back up. So I'm like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Like, call him over, like, hey man, you want to make an easy $10, $20? And he's like, what? And I'm like, take your little bucket of water. When that light turns green, dump it in the sunroof of that car right in front of me. He's like, you serious? And you know, he's like, you serious? Like, dead serious. And he's like, grabs the 20. He runs over because, like I said, he had the
He's at the
fucking
light.
yeah. He's at the light, and he just grabs his bucket and he's like looking at the light and looking at me and looking at the car and looking at me and looking at the light, and looking at me, and then the fucking light turns green. He just runs up and just throws the bucket on the top of the car, like down. Like, when the fucking dude goes through, the dude like stops in the middle of the turn. We all fucking just go around him.
Around him, dope.
And the fucking
That's
I
awesome.
flipped him off on the way.
yeah, and the homeless guy like takes off running, so because he stopped to look where the homeless dude was running. He's like running by the academy now. He's like in front of the Zone de Erotica. He's gone.
Fuck yes, bro.
That
That's
was
awesome.
That was the last like
$20 well spent.
yeah.
All right.
Fuck
advice
yeah.
I
I
gave
got
to a
an
homeless
idea,
person.
y'all. Hear me out. On that note,
Oh Lord, what's up?
today is the 14-year anniversary of Superbad.
Oh yeah.
Can we all go around the table and tell a super bad story like Michael?
Was that considered a super bad story?
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Something that
That dude
has-
was an asshole, and he got his just desserts.
Oh, I see why you mean. Yeah, you compared it to Superbad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
damn, put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's you
Yeah,
put him
now
on
I
the
gotta
spot.
sit here and think. So you gotta go ahead and tell
Yeah.
your story.
Okay, this is kind of vengeful, so don't judge me.
Oh,
Is
But-
it- do I know this? Was I there for this story? Because I'm thinking of a story that's vengeful
He already
from
knows.
you,
What are you thinking about?
bro. That time that you had me pull up and you slashed
Oh,
like
nah, not that time.
12 tires,
They
nigga.
deserve that.
Like,
They
bro.
deserve that.
Sir, that's vengeful.
Yeah, but this is way better.
Oh, I got a story.
Good.
Ah, good.
Yeah,
So,
involves Derek.
Okay. Our high school in the neighborhood won the homecoming basketball game, so we threw a party. The party was at our friend Reggie's house. Reggie's in our clique. Just to give you some background, we're like 16. And his older brother, his name is like Rufus. And I hate to put him out there like this because that's his real name. But he was the neighborhood plug. Like he knew Colombians.
I
or
like the
some
name
shit.
Rufus.
And basically, we were all at Rufus's house having this party, and the kids from the other school came to the party. And instead of them chilling out and just partying, they like tried to start some stuff with one of the basketball players.
Of course.
He's from our neighborhood. His name's Drew. This dude's like 6'5" and he can dunk, and he's in like 10th grade. So like everybody's trying to protect Drew. We kicked these guys out.
Drew's going somewhere.
And one of them, you know how there's that little guy in the group that you don't have to hold back?
Yeah.
That just yells stuff?
The
little guy in their group was like, yeah, and if y'all want to catch us, we gonna be at... So he basically outed where they were staying in town that night. So
dumb ass.
So we pulled up to that Whataburger in front of where it was at, and we was like, yeah, it's going down. In my head, I was like, look, bro, you can't do a crime and then be like, when they ask you what you did, have nothing to say for it. Like, you have to have proof. So we made a video in the Whataburger parking lot, and we're all like rapping and singing and just doing stupid stuff. And like 2 minutes, like an hour later, we go and egg the fuck out of their school bus and all this stuff. And you know, we come back and they were like, we know it was y'all, and we posted the video and like, this is what we was doing last night. So it was like, yeah, we egged them for ruining our party. That was pretty much it.
That's pretty good though.
You already got a story lined up, don't you?
Yeah. So this was, I don't know how many years ago. It was when Derek was still staying on Lazy Hollow. This was, I think it was before you were working at Rockfish.
Yeah, I wasn't there when he...
Derek, we went to the corner store across from his place. So this is Westheimer and Lazy Hollow by that Target and the Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
So we're at that corner store. And we go in, I get like a drink or something, and then he comes out. And there's this dude, I didn't know that he's like average height or whatever, maybe like 5'11". And he asked Derek to use his phone.
Hell no.
To make a call.
Classic mistake.
I was like,
hell no.
In my head, I'm like, well, he's going to say no.
Right.
Now,
Right.
Derek is black,
Right.
and the guy is black, so I think he's trying to show him some respect and like, you know what, here you go. Yeah, I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to let him use my phone to make this call.
Come here, my little brother.
Yeah, that's a forehead slap moment.
So I do this thing where I kind of set up a barrier. I'm like, okay, Derek's on this side. I'm going to kind of ease my way to his other side in case he tries to run. And I kind of like, without seeming like threatening. And I'm like, what the fuck is he letting him use his phone? So he's genuinely using the phone to make a call. And this dude keeps edging slowly, like, into the, like, we're on the steps immediately outside the corner store. And then he's edging slowly towards the gas pumps. And then even closer and closer. And I'm like, bro, like, he's talking to a dude. And he's asking about a bus, and he's like, yada yada, I got a call about this, see when this bus comes. And I'm like looking at Derek, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
What was Derek doing during this time?
Derek was literally just watching the guy.
Just staring at him?
Just watching him, waiting.
Mhm.
Like, he's like, yeah, this seems all on the up and up. And then I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to like make a scene or anything, because I don't want to be like, hey, you're stealing his fucking phone. He gets to the position where he's like able to run. So I look at him, he looks at me, I look at Derek, and this dude just fucking bolts. He fucking runs off, fucking kind of Superbad style, like Michael Cera was running in Superbad, just full speed. And then Derek with his short ass sprinted after him, and I'm like, I run a little bit like across the street just to see what direction they're going. I'm like, I'm not chasing them.
This ain't my fight.
So I go back, I run back across the street, I get in the car, I bring the car around the block. So I pull it around the block, and I see Derek running up to the car. He's drenched in fucking sweat. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, I caught him. And we threw hands for a little bit, but he got away and started running. And I'm like, okay, well, I pull out onto Westheimer, and then I turn onto like the next street, and he's right there in the street. So my instinct is I try to hit him with the car.
Run him over.
Nice.
Run him over.
Yeah.
He got out of the way of the car. Derek ran out, threw hands with him a little bit more, and then the guy got away. He was like tall and lanky and shit, so
Fucking A.
Derek couldn't do shit.
Got away with his phone?
Got away with his phone.
Damn.
Bitch.
Bro.
That's pretty crappy.
Yeah. I was like, bruh.
All right, so I've had a lot of time to think. I don't really know if I have a super bad moment, but I was in high school, And I used to be the token black guy of my circle. Like, I was always just pretty much the only black guy. And
Damn, bro. Did it give you a complex or anything? Or you were just like,
no,
they're cool. Everybody was cool?
Yeah, everybody that I hung out with was cool.
Okay.
So we went to this party from some other school. And when I showed up, they were like I could feel the tension, like,
damn.
like I could feel it.
Palpable.
Yeah. And, I'm kind of hanging out, I'm playing pool. The guy has a pool table in his house, I go out back and have a couple of beers and I'm there with my friends, So this one guy just starts kind of making trouble for a friend of mine.
Oh, no.
And my friend had just recently been injured. So I'm kind of defensive about it, Like, he actually takes a swing at my friend. And, like, it was almost instinctual. Like, I grabbed his hand, like, mid-swing and, like, threw it out of the way. And I was like, chill. And I got in between them. And he looks at me and he's like, what are you going to do about it, nigger?
Oh, god damn.
And
Hard R.
yeah, hard R. Yeah, hard R. Yeah.
It's cringe.
Yeah. So, back then I was a little bit of a ruffian, like
throw hands.
I was a little,
I believe it.
yeah, I was a little bit of a ruffian. So I used to keep my knife on me all the time.
Yeah,
so
same
like I pulled out my knife and I was like, okay, what's up? Like, say that again for me, like. But at this point, like, everybody else in the house was like, like, no, bro. Like, so he ended up just getting kicked out of the party.
Badass, though.
Because they were like, bro, like, no deal.
No
like,
deal.
Get out of
Making
here.
us look
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Damn goober.
exactly.
We don't need your fucking hate in
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
You jive turkey.
Yeah. So that was like kind of a just desserts moment,
Yeah, that's good.
That is good. That makes you feel good inside. That's
Yeah.
one of those. Yeah, because, like, there are still good humans out here, like, excluding the people at this table.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm a shitty person.
I told y'all that story about when I was barred out. The one time I did bars.
Hell barred out. I can barely understand you.
Man, that was a good night.
the one time you did bars,
No,
man,
you did not tell me.
I used to be bad on them hoes.
Man.
No,
In high
I
school.
never. I don't have an addictive personality.
I would just take them for fun, and then I would drink like
As I hit the vape.
a 24-ounce Monster, and just take like 5 bars.
What's wrong with you?
I think I've done bars maybe twice, but this is the one time.
You ever snorted a bar?
Like, yeah, I'm never doing it again.
I have, yeah. Me too. Yeah.
I did not raise my hand on that one.
No. Bars fuck me up.
Yeah, I
I've
don't-
done them and they fuck
I
me
bet you've
up.
smoked bars too.
No, I never smoked a bar. That's dumb.
I've smoked a Primo.
Yeah, but that's cocaine. You should. You should be able. You should smoke it.
You should not smoke cocaine.
I've only smoked one Primo. Like,
You should not smoke cocaine, and we do not condone it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, the time
I was very young.
The time that I was
18.
I was handed some. I've smoked crack.
Really?
Michael, chill, bro.
Bro, it's
never
me.
done
It's
that.
me telling. No, so here's how. Like, I'm the one saying it. Like, I didn't say that I liked it. I'm not smoking crack right now, guys.
Right.
Right?
You
So,
could, though.
I'm okay.
You could like it.
I didn't. Here's
Yeah,
why.
I did like it.
No, I liked Coke. It's classy. No.
Coke's not classy in my
Yeah,
opinion.
well, I mean, it's classier than
Pretty
crack.
much the best drug.
Yeah, it's pretty much awesome. Anyway,
Not.
no, the time. So
Caffeine is.
I'm skateboarding to my girlfriend's house. The same girlfriend in the apartment complex. I'm skating over there. I have like my shirt's off and it's just like over me, and I'm skating there and down fucking airport, and then some guy just pulls up right in front of me and he's like, "Hey, you 18?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You got an ID?" I'm like, "Sure do." And then he goes, "Hey, you want to pawn some shit for me, and I'll give you some money for it?" I'm like, "What you got? What you trying to pawn?" And it's like a DVD player and DVDs and like a little mini stereo and like a couple speakers. I'm like,
They gave him $20.
I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I'll go in there," because I'm literally skating past the pawn shop. I realized, and I was like, "Yeah, give me the box." So I grabbed the box, go in the pawn shop, hawk all the shit. It's like $50.
Yeah.
So I go back and he's like, "Yeah, man, get in. I'll give you a ride wherever you're going. Where you going?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just going right over there and to my girlfriend's house." He's like, "All right, cool." And he gives me $10 from whatever I sold. And he's like, "Hey, you smoke?" And I'm sitting in the back, right? I'm not sitting next to him. I'm sitting in the back seat. And he's like, "You smoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And he's like, "You want to smoke right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." So I'm telling him where to go. And then he pulls out this pipe, and it's a weed pipe. It's like, it's small, but it's got a little bowl in it, and, so it's a weed pipe. So I look at it, I'm like, cool. And he pulls out this pill bottle, and then he starts putting the shit in the pipe while he's driving. And I'm like, cool. And then he hands me the pipe. I'll never forget. He hands me the pipe, and I look down at it, and I just go, this isn't weed. And he's like, nope, sure the fuck isn't. And I'm like, well, I don't even know. Like, and then I guess I just made the conscious decision, which was like,
fuck it, I'm gonna smoke this. Like, let's go.
Let's give this a shot. Like, I know what it is now. So, like, let's give this a shot. I was like, I don't even know how to smoke this. And he tells me, swear to God, he's like, just light it, inhale, slowly, hold your breath, and then exhale
That nigga
slowly
was
through your nose.
That guy, just on some predatory site type shit, was trying to get you to be his
crack
junkie
bitch.
sidekick.
Yeah. I realized that after the fact.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I do exactly as he says. And I was fucking
Like a good junkie sidekick.
like a good junkie sidekick. Like
You were
a good
junkie
loyal
sidekick for an afternoon.
Yeah. For a 10-minute drive. Or 5-minute drive.
And
so
the
Thank
pawning.
God it was only 5 minutes.
thank
and
God,
the
bro.
pawning.
Oh, the pawning, yeah.
You did a whole task for him,
Yeah.
and he paid you.
And he paid me.
You were on his payroll for an afternoon.
Yeah, and I got a bonus. I got to hit that fucking.
Dude.
I got
You
a
did a
dime.
whole quest for him.
He basically paid me $20 because I got like a
He
fucking
paid you-
dime piece
Yeah.
and like a 10 rock.
So just out of curiosity, what did that experience feel like?
Was it
Okay.
instant like in the show?
instant. You feel it in your chest at first, and then it like melts outward.
Tell me about the visuals.
The visuals, they were like you could feel it in your eyes, but they're really like it was like weed.
You sound like
like
a fiend right now.
Oh, I've always been interested in it.
Yeah.
I just know I'm not brave enough to do it.
You know when you do a dab and then you instantly like feel. That's why I call dab weed crack.
Yeah.
Because you like how you instantly feel it come over you and come over your face and over your sense. It's that exact same way, but in the opposite direction. Because your heart's lit up now. Because so imagine.
So it's like
It's-
Coke times
100.
100.
Yeah.
It's like your body
Jesus.
starts a drag
Instantly.
race.
Like,
But-
honestly, I've tried Coke before, and Coke is great.
Exciting.
Like, I limit myself because
Yeah, you gotta be cautious.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'm the type of person where like if it's offered to me, then perhaps I'll partake.
So that's
but
everything
I'm not gonna
happening.
get it.
Everything happening that what we're talking about right now is happening instantaneously in my head. I'm like, this is the best fucking cocaine feeling I've ever fucking had. But it's also the most fleeting. Because at least cocaine, you can hang on to it for like 10, 15
It's like
minutes or so.
15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes or so. This is seconds, bro. You hit that. That's why they call it chasing the dragon.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you hit that and then you're coming, that's it. You start coming down. So then the guy was like, do you want some more?
Ooh, nah, I'm good,
Don't
bro.
take that second hit.
I made I could have, and we were at my girl's place or we're at my drop off point, and I could have just been like, yeah, and we could have kept on, but I knew like you were talking about, like
Yeah.
in myself, like
Yeah.
this.
Y'all were gonna be a dive.
I can't lose control. That's the one thing. That's why I like doing what I do, because I
That'd
can
have been
control it.
scary.
Yeah, y'all were gonna be
Yeah.
Crackman and rob him, bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Y'all were gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a diabolical duo.
Yeah, man,
bro.
I stick with
I made that
my
decision.
THC.
You all right?
A little bit of alcohol every now and then, but THC is my comfort zone
right
because
behind
like
you.
I know where I live in THC.
Yeah.
Everything else, like I may experiment here and there, but
I do
I'm
my
not
two
trying to do
B's,
that.
my bud and my booze.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know myself. And then the cocaine
Bud and
thing,
booze don't need nobody.
yeah, don't need no bud.
When I was young enough, and I remember being like, "Oh, this is when I'm gonna get to try this," or finally I'm gonna. I wouldn't cross it. Like I would try to see what that one thing made you, how it made you act.
It's
how you
dangerous, bro.
operate.
It's a dangerous game to play because if you're not mentally
Shit.
strong enough,
My dad gave up his family for crack.
that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not mentally
same,
strong
same.
enough, like there was like I was saying, like it all happened like in an instant, and in an instant I could see my future
Yeah.
going down this direction, and like I will give up my life for this. Like, because I grew up in the hood, and I would see people on fucking dope every fucking day, stealing from people, killing people, like robbing other fucking, and just sitting there just like shaking, just like, I'm just trying to get that last more hit, and then rolling Coke cans, pushing fucking rose, fucking straw, glass straws. I grew up around it, so I knew how, I knew what it could do and where my end point could be. So everything happened in my head where it was like, no, I do not want this second hit. I need to get the fuck out of this vehicle right the fuck now, and then shake loose and not let my girl know that I just smoked crack in the car on the way to her house. Like, I can't let her know that. But yeah, like seeing those people fucking do that shit, like, no. But I'll try everything once.
Well, honestly, I feel like
Crocodile?
before I tried weed, like, I think they,
Fentanyl?
that saying that
yeah,
weed is a gateway drug is actually true, because before I tried weed, I was definitely the type of person that was like, I'll never try coke, I'll never try this, I'll never try X, this, that, and the third. Once I tried weed, I was definitely more open and experimental.
You were like, hey, what else? What could this be?
Other drugs are other gateways too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Weed's
I
not
feel
the
like if
gateway
you do
drug.
cocaine, you'll be more likely to do other things.
Hey, this is the gateway drug. Fucking
Yeah.
alcohol right here.
I'm with you on that, Jordan. And I think I realized that from my personality, from not being strong enough mentally, and it propelled me to be what I wanted to be minus drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's different for everybody, but I'd seen people do it. I'd smelled it. I'd seen people cook it. I'd seen people sell it. And then it was like, oh,
Yep.
y'all smoke weed too? And I was like, all right, my brother knows this guy. I still was, fearful of it. I'm like, I don't want to scramble my brain just yet. And I would always ask the older dudes, like, what's that make you feel like? And they could never describe it.
They
would
couldn't
always,
tell you because they're
whatever
too fucked
the
up on it.
General term for that millennium was what they would say. Oh, dig this, man, or jive. And I'm like, bro, what?
Bro,
What?
Bro, how old are you? Like niggas wasn't saying jive back then.
Mark,
The old,
Stop it.
the
Mark's
old
old schools.
G's that would be.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
When they would be
All right.
pouring drink at the
Fair
bro,
enough.
I
Mark's old
remember-
schools be like, they out of
Yeah,
sight.
fair
I
enough,
have
fair
a
enough.
vivid image of this old school nigga pulling up activists in a Coca-Cola. Why would you sip drink in a Coca-Cola? Now that I've sipped drink and I'm like, it's so good.
got to be something fruity, bro.
Never
Fruity
be
or
no
no
Coke.
dice. With
No,
some-
you got to
Do you
think
think
that's
that
all
was
they.
the gold? They didn't have fruity drinks back then, man.
Bro, they had Crush.
They had Sprite.
True.
Yeah.
Fair. True. Sprite. I think Sprite is the thing. I never had.
Sprite remix.
I've only
man.
had lean one time, and it didn't do shit to me.
And I said, how that make
How
you
much did you
feel?
have, though?
And he
Just
said
one
it make
line.
you feel like
Gotta have
you-
two.
I know,
Two.
I know.
Gotta have a deuce.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not spending.
Man, I used to buy so
fucking
much lean. I would just take
20
my.
something bucks on 2 lines though. Fuck
Bro, it's so good.
that. However much it is.
Man, it used to be so cheap.
It's like the best sleep of your life.
Used to
like,
be so
I'll just
cheap.
NyQuil is the best sleep, bro.
I would spend.
You ever sleep on NyQuil? That shit's lit.
I would spend $20.
That shit might as well be lean.
You
get
wake
a-
up in a sweat because you don't
You're like,
on
damn.
that NyQuil.
No, you just. It's one of those sleeps. You ever know one of those sleeps where you fall asleep and you wake up. You're like, Jesus.
I was in the time warp.
It's basically like instantly. Like it's very rare, but I'm like, holy fuck, that's crazy.
Hey, has anybody had drugs given to them that they didn't know what like the correct thing,
Man.
like
Yeah.
where you were?
Fake weed.
bro, one time this nigga gave me weed with perfume on it.
Perfume on.
I got the weed and it was wet, bro. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, bro, he I guess he sprayed it on there to make it smell better. Like,
Who does that?
No, what we now know from being
He's defending
older
this guy
is-
now.
He's
No, I'm
defending
not,
this
I'm
guy.
not.
Mark's
There
champion.
were you remember when they would grow Reggie and make it perp
Yeah.
with the calcium pills?
Yeah, I remember
You
that.
it wasn't blunt effects, but it was like blunt deodorant, that liquid that they would spray on the buds.
I
to make
remember
it-
getting
That's
that
what
shit.
he did to you, bro.
Bro.
He sprayed that shit on some Reggie.
that
and
shit
gave it to
tasted
you.
so bad. Like, that shit tasted so. I muscled. I did. All right. So at that
Smoked
point,
it all though.
Did it
at
get
that
you
point,
high?
I was very small, and so I wasn't trying to confront nobody over my bud. Like, I sat there and smoked every bit of that weed, and it was the worst weed. I never went back to that guy.
Did you even get high, or did the smell of the
No.
tasting so bad
The taste of it.
overwhelm
The
the
taste
highness?
of it killed the buzz.
I
yeah.
had to find a similar to
I've been
G's
there.
situation. Wasn't big enough to go back to the dude and be like, yeah, the stuff you're giving me is not good.
Yeah, same here. I've had that.
He was smoking K2 for months.
K2.
Wow.
Smoking straight K2.
Wow.
And how, okay,
Yeah,
how we found out was the one time he didn't give it to him in the sack, he gave it to him in the can.
Fucked up.
That you could buy it from.
Yeah.
K2 is fake weed, y'all. Just so you know.
And we was like, bro, we going to whoop this nigga ass right now. Like, how many times you done bought from him? We started doing calculations. Oh, he finna get a $200 ass whooping. Oh, he finna get a $300. We taking $400 out his ass. Like, it was.
Bro,
What's
did
the
you ever?
$300 ass whooping versus a $200 ass whooping?
200, I might not break a bone. 300, something's getting broken.
Bro, did you ever smoke that incense?
I have.
I've seen it.
What is
Bro.
incense?
It was
Bro.
basically the upgraded K2.
Jay.
There was this incense shit that came out that was like it would get you high when you smoked it, but it wouldn't show up on a test.
That sounds
when-
awful.
But I was on probation at the time, so like there
So
was
they
a
got a lot
period
of
where I was
We
smoking
got
that
a
shit.
criminal over here.
Oh yeah, back in the day, man. Back in the day.
You got no more.
No, I don't. Though that's not a like a reminiscent back in the day. Like that's just a.
Back in
It
the
happened
days.
in the day. Yeah, like I was 18. I was living alone. My mom had actually left to live with her boyfriend at the time. And so I was 18 and a senior in school and by myself. I was working at Target. And there was a point where I was going in there and stealing iPods to
Nice.
sell them at school to make money to support
your
myself
A little bit
at
of
home.
business.
Yeah. So
I agree.
I
You're very
got
entrepreneurial.
careless. I got careless and they arrested me. But since I got out, I've been pretty much done with that life. You know?
Did they slap you with the big F?
No.
Wasn't-
It was the highest. It was the highest misdemeanor you can get, Class A. Yeah.
How much? How much?
Less
Really?
than 500.
No, Class A misdemeanor. It was like right under 1,500.
Oh, is it 1,500?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like 500
right,
to go jump.
right under $1,500 worth of merchandise.
You're lucky then.
Yeah. But
You're lucky you didn't
You know,
steal so much.
that's in the past.
Don't they let
know?
you? A lot of times I heard that they'll monitor you and they'll be like, oh, he's stolen this much. Let's wait till he gets to a felony, then we'll pop him.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do that.
You know, they probably did because it's funny the way I got caught, right? So I was working and I left for the day and then I went back carelessly, and was like, you know what? I want to get me a little DVD for when I'm at home by myself.
And you were just regular?
I went back in, I searched for a DVD that I wanted, I grabbed it, I put it in my shit and I left, right? And as I'm on my way out, my manager's like, hey, I forgot there's some paperwork I need to get you to sign in the back. And I'm like, okay. You know, I'm 18, you know, like, oh, sure. I'll sign some paperwork.
Yeah.
She leads me right to loss prevention.
Fuck.
And I'm 18 and they're trying, you know, they're suave with it. You know, I don't really know my rights at this point. So they're basically like, look, tell us what you took and we will let you go. We won't even call the cops. We'll leave you alone. And I was like, okay. So I more or less confessed to everything that I took.
How
Wait.
much was it?
It was.
I mean,
I took a
Throughout
lot of
the
stuff.
entire period of time, you didn't just say like, "Hey, I
You
got
don't
this
know?
DVD here."
Estimate wise?
It was maybe like 13 something.
It's not
you know?
bad.
Yeah.
We took
That's
a couple
bunch of
iPods.
I took quite a few. It was like right when the iPod Touches came out.
Ah,
Yeah, but those
yes.
were what, like $200?
Exactly. So you took at least 12 of them.
I took quite a few of them. Yeah.
No, $1,300. He took at least 5 of them, probably, or 5 or 6 of them.
I took but it wasn't just the iPod Touch. I took some iPod Touches. I took some
Exactly,
iPod.
but you said it was just under 1,500, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been that many iPods.
No, it
Like
wasn't.
6 or 7 iPods. And
It
a
was.
bunch of other shit.
It was
That's still a
probably
lot.
more than what they wanted me to take. Right. Like. like.
That's
No,
still
I know, but I'm trying to think of like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that much,
You
which
got
is
to think how
why.
they order. They probably only get 20 iPods at a time, and then when you do your inventory and you find out you're missing fucking 3, and you don't have the money to buy those 3 from Apple to get it into your store, that's when you start having a problem, you know, because now you can't, like, just because it's Target doesn't mean they can just get infinite fucking iPods. They still have to pay for them too.
Yeah.
And so you're taking them, it's coming up on inventory, then they're looking at when these like might leave. Like they were on to you for a
Oh yeah,
while.
they started watching me. Yeah.
Same thing can be said about pins.
Yeah. Bitch,
Yeah.
don't watch me.
What, pens at HEB that I take?
No, I didn't say that. You said that, not me.
Yeah, this is my actual
Allegedly.
stance on it. If you're taking from a large business,
I don't think you should be saying this, Mark.
I'm on your side. That's all I'm saying.
He's like, I do too.
Yeah, if it's Target, Walmart, HEB, the grocery, fuck them. At the end of the day, they have so many policies and insurances that keep them safe and warm. And if you needed condoms and didn't have the money, steal them motherfuckers. If you needed
I
the
just wanna
tomato,
say-
It's
Yeah.
not like iPods was the only thing I
know what
was
I mean?
taking.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
took
Shit.
quite a few.
I just
quite
want
a
to
few
say,
things.
I
the
wish
dish
there was
pit-
like a bazaar that you could just snatch an apple from, you know?
just for fun.
Like a little scamp running by. Oh, it's fresh baked bread, you bastard.
I just
on
want to
your
say the
side.
Dish Pit podcast doesn't condone or endorse any of the feelings or
Yeah,
opinions
none of
that
us
anybody has
steal.
to say on this
Yeah,
podcast.
like
Yeah.
I
Talking
said,
about
like I
past
said, it
stuff.
was all in the past.
Yeah.
You know, for me.
This is all in the past.
I was
Same thing
18
with the
or
drug use, yeah.
19.
Same
You
thing
know,
here.
like-
So my thing was, I was past what I thought was a blunt, which it did have weed in it, but it was a sherm stick.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Gotta watch them. Watch out for those, y'all.
I think I've already told me smoking fake weed on this podcast, so I don't think I need to go over it again.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It was so long ago. You can tell it again. I've told
That is
several
true.
things. Yeah.
That is true. They do that in novels all the time too. They'll bring up information so you.
And in video games, it's like, yeah. So come on.
Gotta watch out,
But
man.
yeah.
If it looks brown
I
or
hit it out of a
wet,
bong.
don't
I
hit
was
it.
see here's how they got me. I was playing fucking Madden, right?
If it makes
So-
too much of a sound when you smoking that hoe, don't.
Well,
hit
I know,
that.
but I
If that
smoked.
thing start crackling.
Yeah, but
Sounds
see,
like
here's
an
the
open
thing.
fire. Chestnuts.
I
on open
smoked
fire.
clove cigarettes then too when I was young.
And
I
they-
smoked
they
the
crackle.
Jarm, yeah,
They
the
do
Jarm
crackle,
Blacks or the specials or the Bali Highs.
So I
would
had like
smoke
a
those.
duster too.
No, I couldn't afford a duster.
God.
I would love a duster.
I want
Yeah,
a
me
duster
too.
Bro,
now.
so bad.
We are
I
not
booked-
gonna have
I'm
a
reading
Dustin
some-
See what I'm wearing
episode.
now? I wore then.
I'm
like
reading
just
a-
t-shirt and jeans
I'm reading
and
a book
hat.
series called The Dresden Files, and the main character he wears a duster.
I would fucking wear a duster.
He's a
so
wizard
bad.
who wears a duster.
Dusters were kind of faux
pretty
pas when I was going to
He's
high
got
school.
like a hat on, like Indiana
Yeah,
Jones hat.
that would never happen when I was going to high school because I'm post Columbine.
True. They
Oh,
don't
we-
Like literally,
Dusters are not trench
Columbine
coats.
happens and I go to high school.
By the
Dusters are
time
different than trench coats.
We got to lunch and we heard you had a duster on. Oh man, you from the time you sat down until your lunch got up, we was gonna make fun of you.
Oh
and
yeah,
that
no.
duster.
Oh, high school was fucking
I
brutal,
want one with
bro.
a cowl too.
We bullied the fuck out of people. In
High school is like
I
brutal.
never got bullied.
Well, not like that. I mean, what they consider bullying now, we were just making jokes. You know,
Yeah.
like this
But
is
it would be
funny
like a
at
group-
your
You-
expense.
You mean you
but
roasted people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
you
yeah, people
roasted.
did that all the time
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
school, but
yeah.
they would. Yeah, there's so many people to roast that it was never like they focused on one person.
But that's bullying now. Like we're in the realm of that's
Oh,
being
man.
bullied.
Oh, Blake, will you go grab me a Pepsi, bro?
Y'all got
Please.
Pepsi?
No,
No,
you got
we don't.
Sprite.
That's Soda's favorite brown.
You got Sprite. Remember that.
Sprite's way better. Caffeine.
I realized
Best drug
that-
ever.
There's no caffeine in that.
I realized
that,
the childhood
Fogel.
dream.
Fogel, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yesterday, I was talking with Jordan. I want to have dentures, guys.
You
Yeah.
want to have dentures?
That's what yeah.
Why?
Just I'm tired of fucking doing the brushing of the teeth every day. I just want to just pop these guys in fucking glass.
I too agree with Michael.
I feel like you still need to scrub them.
Fake teeth would be awesome.
No.
You could choose your smile. Oh yeah.
Oh, and then I would have different sets. Like you can get it. Like dentures now don't have to be like your grandmother and grandfather dentures. You can just have like different sets of teeth. Like if
Yeah.
I wanted to be a vampire one day, I got vampire dentures.
Mark,
I'm
I
a
can see you with
gargoyle
some
today.
Steve Harvey teeth.
bro, I would have bro.
Bro, he has like horse's teeth.
I
Oh,
would have the
I love
dopest
kissing horse
set.
mouth. It's like licking tile.
Man, I had the dopest set.
Yeah, bro.
His teeth are like
Be
tiles.
skinning and grinning in everybody's face. How
Oh.
you doing?
I want to get one of those fucking like underbite teeth that come up like that. You know, like that.
The tusk.
Like
Yeah.
ogre teeth.
ogre teeth, or what is it? What kind of dog?
Bulldogs?
Boxer. Boxers have that fucking underbite with the fucking like snackle tooth all the time.
I thought bulldogs do too.
Oh, bulldogs, big time, yeah. But yeah,
Shih
that's
Tzus, for sure. Shih Tzus always have fucking crooked ass teeth.
But yeah, I'm gonna do dentures. I'm gonna.
Shih
set
Tzus
my
are an
goal.
abomination.
How?
Like shit
They're fucking all those tiny dogs. Those are not natural animals.
The worst are
They're
chihuahuas,
bred
though,
to
bro.
to be like that.
And it's annoying.
So they're like tilapia?
Exactly.
They're the tilapia
Yeah,
of
I
dogs.
don't eat that.
I mean,
Man,
they
I
don't-
love dogs. I don't want to view a dog as like a tilapia.
But here's the thing. That's just how it is, bro. I mean, all those little dogs like pugs, those would not fuck. They'd last a week maybe without human care.
A dinosaur would fucking scoop those things up,
Not
right?
even a dinosaur, a random coyote.
Like
would
if all the dogs ran off
Like a
and
little
separated from humans, the pugs would be the first to go.
I
Little
would
popcorn
fucking
chicken.
love a pug, though, bro. Like,
Imagine a pug would be like popcorn
they
shrimp for a
fucking
fucking
make
dinosaur.
Fucking noise all the time. You ever
I know.
They're just sitting there like.
And they
Bro.
bark like.
all right, you've all seen my dog. You know my.
Horrible.
I need an ugly dog. I need it.
Why?
I just want. I just
There's
want the
other ways
contrast.
to get ugly dogs, bro. Get a basset hound or something. A big old fucking chonk face.
You don't have enough money to fucking feed that motherfucker. He's
That's
gonna
a
be
big
eating
dog.
hundreds
Get
of
a
pounds.
Beethoven, bro.
Yeah.
I want a smaller dog.
They look
though.
goofy.
Not all right. So
They are.
Cora's already big enough.
She's not big.
I know, but
You
she's
need a big dog.
Do I
You
need, a big dog?
You want a dog that challenge you in stature.
You can't.
yes.
You can't. Do
I need a
big
dog like that. A
yet.
dog
Like a
that's just-
Scooby Doo dog.
That was,
Great Dane.
Yeah, Great Dane would be dope. But I'm talking like a Saint
classy,
Bernard or
bro.
something.
Saint Bernards, man, they fucking drool all over the fucking place. They just fucking just
That is
leak.
A full size greyhound
It's
is,
true.
is a pretty tall dog.
Yeah, but they're tall. They're not stocky.
But they
They're very
command
skinny.
Respect.
That's yeah.
You could feed
They
it
command
blood.
respect. No,
Yeah,
a
especially when they're
Doberman.
trained,
No,
like-
a Doberman commands respect.
Yeah,
They look like a
that's-
general
Yeah.
when they stand with the pointy ass ears.
They're kind
What
of scary, bro. Like
That's
right
what I-
German
No,
Shepherd.
Rottweilers are fucking scary.
That's
That,
true.
a Rottweiler almost killed me when I was a baby.
Every time I
They're
see
vicious.
a Rottweiler, I just see a Nazi uniform for some reason, you know, on the dog.
They're
It's
fucking
like,
vicious. Even when they're happy, they're like,
that's the black and brown ones, right? Like
yeah, the
Yeah, but
light,
the-
the black, and then the very like light
Brown on
brown,
the
not
bottom.
light
Yeah,
brown,
yeah,
but
short skin. I mean,
bro,
short,
they're
short fur.
bastards,
Yeah.
and they have like snub tails, whatever they're called, little nubs for their tail.
Oh, I learned a new word
Fucking
yesterday.
animals.
all right, I
What?
like words.
Yeah, what?
Greened out.
Greened out.
Greened out.
Greened out.
All right, I've heard of browned
Green?
out,
Yeah,
but what is
I'm
greened
familiar
out?
with browned out.
Greened out.
Greened out is where
You get too high.
you get so high that you throw up.
Oh, okay. I've greened out a few
yeah.
times.
Yeah. I had a friend over one time that greened out in all in Antonio's room.
Yeah. All right, let
I
me
have
tell
this
y'all.
awesome greenhouse story.
Let me tell y'all a real
said
quick
this?
green out story after you finish.
Joseph and I are friends. I know we talked about our
Joseph and you were friends.
yeah, we're friends.
All right.
I've
so-
grown fond of him.
Still talk shit about how he eats out of the trash. Though.
I talk shit to his face though. It's not like I'm talking
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
his
no,
back or
I get
anything.
it.
I'm telling him.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, bro.
I think
I'm saying,
kid
like,
makes me laugh.
All right, green out story for the ages.
Yes.
All right, so I was hanging out with an old friend of mine. Shout out Malachiar. All right.
Okay, Malachiar.
Yeah, my boy Malachiar.
His name's
from
Malachiar?
Malachiar from way back in the
sounds
day.
like he's gonna be evil.
No, he's Iranian. Yeah.
Iranian?
He's Iranian.
Oh
Sounds
my
like
God.
my necromancer character from
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
From Iran.
So I'm at his
Flock of
house,
seagulls.
and we had been drinking a couple of beers,
Mm-hmm.
but we were smoking like the dankest fucking weed. Like I took the largest puff I could just because that's how I smoke. You know, like
Yeah, but you
And-
do it every time.
I mean, usually you'll see. I'll show you. No worries. Like
Every
so
time you take a hit.
I'm literally like laying on my back on his carpet, and I'm smoking this weed, and I just get dizzy, and like I get so dizzy that like I start to get nauseous, and like I'm trying to hold it back, but I just feel it coming up, and I can't like get up and move in enough time.
You're stuck.
So as I'm sitting up, I'm just projectile vomiting. And
Sir.
I'm in his bedroom, like on his fucking carpet, like I'm just like all over the floor. And then I'm getting up and I'm vomiting into my hand as I'm running to the bathroom. Like the worst fucking shit that ever happened.
All right.
I don't think I've ever thrown up from
Green
smoking
out
weed.
Bro.
to kill all green out stories.
All right, what's up?
I didn't start smoking till college.
Pussy.
And
Me too.
I dropped out and I was back at HCC right up the street from my house. So when we leave campus to go smoke, the closest, safest place was my house. So I was guaranteed a free smoke session, and I knew who the plug was. So I was basically like bringing people to him. If they were cool, they get the pass, and we go smoke in my backyard. We had this dog at the time. You remember Duchess?
No, I don't remember that.
Duchess passed away before then. She was
R.I.P.
mean. She was a German Shepherd and a Chow mix.
Ugh.
And the only
Mean
reason
dog.
she'd ever gotten chill was because we smoked so much weed in my backyard. Keep in mind, you can see the freeway. So that was our background in my backyard.
Okay.
And we had this pot at this table, this lunch table in my backyard. It seated like 8 of us. And so we'd throw all our doobies in this pot plant. So they've been accumulating in this plant in my backyard so much that actual bud started to grow.
Oh, get out of here.
Plant. We weren't like
Out of this
keeping up
pile
with
of
it.
doobies, you have like marijuana plants.
That's like
That's
very
that's pretty cool.
serendipitous because it's like out of the pile of ash, life still fucking grows and shit.
So like I said, one of my friends was the plug. He used to walk around with this lunch kit full of like
Jordan
2
blowing
different
rings
zips
over
with
here.
2 different flavors. It'd have his scale, his baggies, and they'd be labeled. You see where I get my inspiration from. So I'm like, okay, like this guy's dope. So we link up, and he's like, man, I left my lunch kit, but if I go back to school, I'm staying at school, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, let's just smoke a generation blunt. I'm like, what's that? What's that? He's like, that's when you smoke a bunch of doobies in a blunt.
Oh yeah, generation.
I was like, where we gonna get the doobies from? He was like,
Generation
the plant.
blunt, yeah. Hell
The
yeah.
plant. We named it something. It might have been Petunia or Stan. It was Stanley. We named the plant Stanley. And that would be our code. Like, we'd say shit like, you want to go visit Stanley? Me and Ace are going to see Stanley. And that was like the thing.
Nice.
Go see a
So-
guy about a horse. That's what I'd say.
Bro, I hit this shit twice. You know, at this point, there's a bunch of us where I can name everybody. I could see them as we're
Vinny,
that 70s
Paulie,
showing this shit.
Joey.
And it's like boom, boom, boom. I'm watching everybody, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to hit this shit. I'm like last too.
Mm-hmm.
I hit this shit.
Bro.
And I had an orange Fanta that day. That was it.
The staleness
And
of that.
everything in the house on the way to the bathroom
Imagine
was orange,
the-
bro.
Oh, and all the different flavors blown together because you don't know if they got like fucking a purple blunt.
How
or-
old was this blunt you were smoking?
Bro.
I don't think this is
It was
bro.
that week's worth of blunts that we'd thrown in Stanley.
It's
I
like-
smoked some
like
old
the-
doobies before.
It's like
man.
he's smoking a bone.
It wasn't like the wet, nasty ones that had been all
At the
dirty.
bottom, right,
It was
okay.
like the new ones, fresh and Stanley.
Yeah,
So
I
it was
don't-
like,
I don't
oh,
believe
it's
you.
kind of-
I don't believe it was all the new ones.
At this
Well,
point in time,
look.
I didn't even know how to roll. So
I will
all I could do
attest-
was watch.
Oh, okay. So you wasn't rolling.
Okay,
blunt.
you wasn't rolling.
I was
That
just
means I'm better
watching
than all
them.
of you. I've never thrown up from smoking weed before.
And man,
Wait,
I
have you
was
been
like,
greened out before?
Totally greened out. I didn't know that was work.
But you've eaten a rat, so you win.
Yeah.
I've been greened out. So in my house, like I would always have weed, but I never had any apparatus to smoke from, right? And this is before I could get like blunts and there wasn't even blunts. It was just Swisher Sweets back then. It was Swisher Sweets or Zigzags. That's all you got. And
Bro, you forgetting about Phillies, bro.
Phillies wasn't even out yet.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh,
Totally.
wow.
Phillies didn't come out until I was a senior in high school, like 2001. And then it came out with chocolate and strawberry. And then in 2004, they threw honey down on the scene. I know about Phillies. And then that was it. And then White Owl came out, and then everything started going. Then Optimo, like,
Bro, I was a freshman in high school in 2004. For sure. Yeah.
yeah. I've witnessed like cigarillos when I first heard what the fuck is a cigarillo? Like, what the fuck?
Because it was just blunts, right?
Yeah, it was just blunts.
Yeah.
It was
So-
there anyway, so greened out. So we didn't have a way to smoke. So we would always like make bongs out of fucking
Water bottles and
water
shit.
bottles, 2 liter or 1 liter bottles, 2 liter bottles, and pens and aluminum. And then I started hearing about like aluminum can give you Parkinson's or whatever, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. You know, so that's all I got. So then I came on to gravity bongs.
Yep.
And that's where it started.
Those are
And
great.
So it was like started with the 1 liter, and then we would just sit there and be like, Oh, and then we got a friend over and was like, what you need to do, and he showed us how to basically light a hookah style fucking cherry on top of it, and then like lift it off, and then drop it down, and like he did it. I'm like, all right, cool. And then we started getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, the gravity bongs, right?
Yeah. So my parents subscribed to Ozarka, and we
You
got
got a
the 5 gallon jugs
You're tripping.
in my house at all times. And so finally, after we did the fucking 2.5 liter, we were like, let's do 5 gallons, guys. And so we couldn't do it at my place because my parents were always fucking there. So we went to my friend Josh's house. And I had one of those big giant metal tubs, you know, that you would just put like ice and beer in. It was just like a metal tub. So we just filled that bitch with water, and then had the 5 gallon thing, and then made the fucking bowl and just kind of and just filled it all up. And it takes a while, you know, because you gotta like kind of like pull it up, and then like let it rest, and then you have to throw more weed on top to just try blah, and then you get into where you're gonna like fucking hit it, and you just like drop it, and then I fucking instantly coughed, like blew out tons of fucking smoke, and then was coughing like
both of your lungs.
yeah, and then I stood up and I went and then I burped like an equal amount of smoke that I had immediately like fucking blew out. It was like, and then I threw up.
Damn. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Because the smoke was like all stale and fucking yellow and shit in there. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And that was the last dumb weed stunt that I ever did. The next up from that was a beer bong.
Okay. We're talking about dumb weed stunts. Me and my boy Mark here. Yeah, we fogged out the whole car, bro. Like that whole was, bro.
Yo,
Not while driving, right?
I don't understand. I did the same thing with him once. My fucking eyes were burning.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I can't see anything.
We had to basically keep our eyes closed
Yeah.
the whole time.
What?
Yeah, that shit was dope.
What? You just sat in the car?
All right, bro. So there
We're
was
smoking.
We used
too.
the 5 gallon. Tell them about the helmet.
Bro, explain the apparatus, bro.
Okay,
Like,
so Tom and Rob,
Guys, we're
shout out
going
to you
on an hour
guys.
now, so.
Oh, okay. We
Shouts
can
out
wrap
to
it
Tom
up.
and Rob. They used the 5 gallon bucket and some Home Depot, and shout out to COVID for keeping them in the house to do
Yes.
this. And they basically rigged it
Shout
with
out
this
to COVID.
air mattress air pump, and we're loading that and blowing the smoke into the.
Oh, Jesus.
The
Like on
helmet.
fucking
And then they took the
internet, people doing that shit.
scrunchy thing around the neck so the smoke couldn't exit out of the bottom, so you had to put your head inside,
Oh,
like the
dude.
sock.
basically like a gas mask
It's a
in a 5 gallon jug.
Oh, God.
Powered by, like, electronically powered
Yeah. Oh, that's brutal.
to pump air in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we took that same electronic pump, put it in the car, rolled up all the windows, and filled it with keef. And poured a bit, like, bro, like, I swear, like, the whole car was like.
So y'all just sat in
dense
like a
with smoke.
gas chamber?
Bro.
You're just constantly
Yeah.
breathing in
Gas
fucking-
chamber. Gas chamber. Yeah.
Dude,
basically.
that's intense, guys.
It was 2 full bowls in the car, bro.
Mm.
It was awesome. But I didn't green out though.
Didn't green out?
I did not green out.
Did you feel like you were suffocating at any point?
I did. I closed my eyes and I basically had to take really long,
powered
slow
through?
breaths. Yeah, long, slow
Yeah, we all did.
breaths.
So there was this point where it's like,
We
okay,
all
no matter
did.
what I breathe, no matter what I exhale, it's weed smoke.
Yes.
So it was just like, and then when you try to open your eyes, you realize
You can't.
no matter what you're trying to see, it's weed
It's
smoke.
all great.
Yeah.
Everything was great.
There's nothing for you to see.
Just
Oh my
cover
God.
your eyes and breathe.
It doesn't sound like fun.
See, and this is
We
from,
were high as
It
fuck.
was so
though.
lit.
I bet.
Bro, we were so high at the end of it.
You're lucky no fucking like cop pulled up.
Well, we were
There's
in
no
we were in
explanation.
the suburbs in this neighborhood.
Yeah,
like
something
nobody was fucking with it. And like, Yeah, like that's probably the highest I've been in recent times.
That's
for sure.
cool. Like, I don't know. Like, I should do that as a challenge because my phobia now from it, because I've been in like the gas chamber and in situations like that where like if you breathe in, like the result is you're just like covered in snot and you know,
like
and,
mustard
burns.
gas type shit.
Yeah, like that's how they train you in the gas chamber. It's not really a gas. It's like it's burning a filament, and it's like tiny spiny things in the air that you breathe. That's what the chemicals that they use against you in combat are, you know? So they say it's gas, but it looks like smoke, but it's really just shit to fucking stick inside your lungs and make them bleed and you die. So they have like a small version of it in the gas chamber. So me doing that, I don't like hotboxing cars. Like, I'm
I don't
cool
like it
with
either
it.
because I'm paranoid about getting arrested. Because I boxed a car once and cops came and got involved.
They saw the smoke in the car.
Dude, I guess this can be I'll wrap the podcast up with this story. We were going to see Deadpool in theaters. We took 2 cars to the theaters. It was like me, Robert Blake, DJ, like D'Antonio, I think was there, Joel, Zach. Like there was like 6 or 7 of us or something like that. We took 2 cars there.
Legendary movie.
We head there, right? Someone rolled a blunt. I rolled a blunt, and I had like a gram of weed in my. And we pull it, and we're parked next to this truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're just smoking this blunt, and then we smoke the whole blunt, right? We're dicking around, smoking it. We get out.
You got time for the movie to
Yeah,
start.
we're ready to go watch this fucking movie and have a good time. Swear to God, fucking 2 cop cars. Just
Damn.
lights
No.
on. I'm like, what the fuck? Turns out we were smoking next to an unmarked police vehicle.
Oh, sir.
Damn.
I was like, it was just like a white pickup truck. I was like, oh my God. It was the AMC on Dunvale.
Oh, Gunvale? Fuck
Well,
that
Dunvale.
place.
That
No, I
does
call
not
it
exist
Gunvale.
anymore, right?
Okay.
Like
They shut down.
And
shut that shit
they,
down.
They shut it down.
basically
Yeah.
they turned Blake's car inside out because it's some dank weed and it smells a lot. And the only evidence is the grinder and this one little nug I had. They're like, they're trying to get us for like a lot.
where's the rest of it?
Where's the rest of it? Where's the shit?
Where is it?
They make me like.
Give it to him.
They don't realize that I'm like. I think I was at the time. I was like 20 or something.
Oh, man.
They don't realize how the age I'm at. They see Blake and Joel, and I guess I look pretty young at the time too. And they're like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of kids." Like,
You
make
guys
'em-
are big time.
We make him. He makes me stomp my weed out of existence, kick it into the drain.
Damn.
Takes the grinder from Joel, and we don't get to go see the movie. We have to go home.
Well, at least you know, at least
Yeah,
it
we were lucky.
yeah.
We went back. We went back like the next day or something to watch it. But yeah, like that's just be careful. Don't smoke
Gotta
next
go
to unmarked
home.
police
Go
vehicles.
home.
What's crazy is I always smoke in the theater parking lot before
Yeah,
every
me too.
movie.
Me too.
So
Me too.
that just blew my mind.
One time
Be
I smoked
careful
in
who you
the...
park next to.
You got to be high as fuck before a movie.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
Exactly.
just don't go to the extreme. Don't smoke weed in the abandoned apartment and take a couple bars before you watch Matrix Revolutions. Because you'll miss the whole fucking movie.